Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat?
On Monday of this week, I told you that if I were the Saints, my objective at this point would be to become sellers at the trade deadline. And the reason is because, and I get it, the Saints are 3-3. They're a half game out of first place in the division. But realistically, you can feel the angst around this organization, can't you? There is this clamoring, this fever pitch. Fire Dennis Allen. Fire Pete Carmichael. Derek Carr is not the guy. You're old. Like, you're the oldest roster in the NFL. Let that sink in. You are the oldest roster in the NFL. And you're 3-3, and you can't score a touchdown. You're on pace. Your quarterback's on pace to average 14 passing touchdowns this year. There's a lot going wrong. And they still may win a bad division and make the playoffs. And look, you can't win the championship if you don't get into the playoffs, and you still got a shot to do it. So I get that. But I think we all understand that's a long shot. So my solution was be sellers at the trade deadline, try to acquire picks, and start to rebuild your organization through the draft like you did in 2017 when you had that massive draft and you hit on Lattimore and Ramczyk and Alvin Kamara, and it was just boom, 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 one after another. But I told you also that that's not possible, because every veteran player that the Saints have that would have some trade value, that a contending team would say, yes, give me that player because I'm trying to win now and that player can help me. They got contracts that aren't tradable. Like Cam Jordan would be the best example. It was like when the Texans let J.J. Watt go to Arizona. It was like, we're freeing you. We love you. We'll always love you. But we also understand we can't do for you what you want, which is give you an opportunity to win a championship. So fly, little birdie. Go find the thing that you love. And one day you'll be back here and we'll retire your number and we'll celebrate you the way you deserve to be celebrated. But for now, we have to show how much we love you by letting you go. That's how I feel about Cam Jordan. But Cam Jordan's dead cap money is $65 million. It would cost the Saints $65 million for Cam Jordan to not be on your team. It's not feasible. He's not going anywhere. So who could you possibly trade? Well, it's interesting because we had that conversation here on Monday, and Bill Barnwell over at ESPN has a piece up right now looking at all 32 NFL teams in NFL trade tiers. As we approach trade deadline, what teams could be sellers and what assets would they have? How about this? When Bill Barnwell looked at the New Orleans Saints, and this illustrates exactly what my point was. Chris Olave would garner a first-round pick and change it something else. In his second year of a rookie deal, obviously comes with a fifth-year option. So in theory, Olave has 3 years after this one. But again, he's a great player on a rookie deal that doesn't cost you much. If you don't have Olave, you're likely going into the draft to find a receiver anyway. So you wouldn't trade Chris Olave. Barnwell says Marshawn Lattimore could garner a first-round pick as well. Let's look at Lattimore's contract. His cap hit this year is $11.7 million. His dead cap number is $43 million. Marshawn Lattimore next year has a dead cap hit of $31.2 million. So if you traded Lattimore, next year he would count $31 million against your cap to not be on your team. If he is on your team, the cap number is $15 million. Essentially, it would cost you $16 million more to not have Lattimore on your team. Is that worth a first-round pick? He notes Ryan Ramczyk being a guy that has seen his stock drop tremendously. as a guy who's approaching 30 years old and is not playing at the level that he once was. And then you could look at Ramchik's contract as well. $46 million in dead cap money for Ryan Ramczyk. His dead cap, you could off-ramp out of Ramchik's contract after this year. But again, if it's pre-June 1, you're still looking at a $38 million cap number. It doesn't make financial sense. There's no way that you can make this work to where you could actually get anything of value for these players because their contracts are so bad. Not only would the team trading for them have to take on a massive contract, you would be saddled with enormous amounts of dead cap money because of all the different ways you've restructured deals. So the point being, unless you want to trade your guys on rookie deals like Olave or Alontae Taylor or Pete Werner or Brian Brzee, there's no sense, but those are the guys you want to keep because they're on affordable contracts. You want to build through your young talent. You want to trade your veterans for draft assets that you could turn into more young players. That's how you rebuild. The problem is all of your veteran players either aren't worth anything anymore or have contracts that are not tradable. So I'll say it again. You're stuck. You're stuck as an organization. You're just going to have to live with the Derek Carr reality for 2 more seasons after this one and hope that he continues to improve in this offense or something changes. Or you draft a quarterback and hope you have a Russell Wilson in Seattle or Brock Purdy in San Francisco type circumstance that no one can really honestly predict would happen. It was really interesting to me to run across that today, considering we had that conversation on Monday, and here it was today at ESPN.com spelled out about how the Saints really just don't have any assets that are tradable. So what can you do? I don't know. Play out the string. Hope you draft really well and get lucky. It's about the extent of it.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.